Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the XPEL podcast, where today we're going to look at the importance of high-touch customer service and one company that's providing it now, HopDrive. They're providing it to automotive dealerships and beyond. So we're going to get into this a little bit today. I'm your host. I'm Steve Janice, and I'm joined by XPEL's VP of Revenue, Tony Rimas, and the CEO and founder of HopDrive, Nick Mottas. Hi, Nick. Hi, Tony. Thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, I promise. Nick, let's start with you, and maybe just tell us, what is HopDrive?
Yeah. So HopDrive is a 8-year-old automotive startup, former CarMax guy. We set out to solve short distance vehicle transport. So what we are is the Uber for auto transport. And where we play in the auto dealer space is we perform valet pickup and delivery for dealers' customers to bring in their vehicles for service and warranty work, recalls, anything that has to happen to the dealership, so that customer doesn't have to do it themselves. So our drivers actually bring the cars in, and the customer never left their house.
It sounds, from a consumer standpoint, that sounds amazing, but that also sounds a little bit labor intense, and you need to have a lot of drivers in a lot of places. How does that work?
Yeah, balancing a two-sided marketplace. So oftentimes the question we get is, how does your driver get back, right? Do you have to coordinate 2 people to go out to a customer's house? No, that's part of the secret sauce. We have partnerships with Lyft and Uber, where our driver is actually going to start at the dealership, take a ride share out to the consumer's house, pick up the car, drive it back to the dealership, drop it off. Their job is done. Later in the day, when the service is completed, another driver, or maybe the same driver, shows up to the dealer, drives it back to the consumer's house, and they're going to take that ride share back to their car, back at the dealership. So never have to manage 2 drivers showing up the same place at the same time, which is really difficult logistics.
Yes.
So we've simplified the probably most difficult use case for pick up a car that you can in a dealer.
Got it.
Yeah.
I have a lot more questions on that, but maybe before we go in there, Tony, how do you and Nick know each other? How did this all happen?
You know, I've had several intersections with Nick, whether he knows it or not. So I believe his first investor, Steve Greenfield, actually would be on a future podcast session for us. He's a full-blown celebrity in the space at this point. Great guy. He was actually Nick's first investor, and actually, when I was a venture capitalist / family office investor, he actually, when he was at Cox Automotive, Auto Trader at the time, they acquired my first investment, which was called HomeNet Automotive. And then our intersection again was when this guy starts HopDrive. I was actually a Hyundai and Genesis dealer.
Okay.
And so we were introduced by way of force by the OEM. They're gonna use this new service, and it was shooting our CSI ratings through the ceiling. I mean, it was unbelievable how the product was changing and getting better, but then also this level of service that HopDrive was providing. And trying to think of the other intersection, but at the end of the day, like what we do at XPEL, as you know, is try to install the world's best products on cars with the very best training and the very best installers. Why not showcase someone who actually does a great, convenient customer service platform like HopDrive?
Yeah, we talked earlier today about CSI, and of course, everybody knows that is one of the biggest marks a dealership wants to hit, right? So they get paid and everything else. So Nick, can you see, is that truly helping? Are you able to help dealerships with that?
Yeah, it's incredible. So when you think about the experience the consumer's getting, they want a convenient experience. And so when they get something that's extraordinary to them, they typically are going to score the dealership higher if it's done well, right? Now, when you look at like the Genesis brand, which we have a national deal with, we're very fortunate. We help them perform valet pickup and delivery at all their dealerships. It's very difficult for a dealer. Like the dealership themselves knows how to sell cars, they know how to finance cars, they know how to fix cars. They don't know how to go pick cars up at customers' houses. It's really hard. And so when the brand makes a promise that you have to deliver, sometimes you need help. And when we focus on that, we just do it so precisely and so well that consumer does get that wow experience. And what we've seen is typically a 10 point out of 100 increase in CSI. It's not all attributed to valet pickup and delivery, but that overall experience that consumer got when it started with the person showed up to pick up my car at the time that I expected them to, and then the service got performed the way it's supposed to, that whole culmination is a great experience for the consumer, and therefore you get rated well. And then they'll buy more from you, and they'll come back and do all those things. So, yeah,
So
it's pretty incredible.
The OEM contract is interesting. Was that your first one? Was Genesis your first net? So you had to be ready to go nationally for servicing all their dealerships wherever they were.
I wish it worked exactly that way. We were picked as a vendor.
I see. I see.
And
Okay.
then we've worked it to an exclusivity
Oh, wow.
of HopDrive is the only one that does valet within Genesis dealerships now. Yep.
Okay. But do you have other OEM contracts that you can talk about?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a good rollout strategy and a lot of OEMs that we're getting ready to pilot with, which are really cool. We're excited about it. So
Yeah, absolutely. So Tony, when you were a dealer, let's talk about that for a second, and had this relationship started. Um, this seems like one example of sort of high touch customer service or something like
So-
that customers like, and a Genesis dealer would want that, of course. So would a Hyundai dealer.
Yes.
But yeah, do you have any personal experience or stories from when working with Nick or working with HopDrive or another area of that you could see the value of a service like this?
Well, I had numerous experiences, nothing that like was very unique where I need to, call out the entire story, but having that convenience of having a customer, having a customer's vehicle come into us, which we knew in advance, kind of what we were, inboarding, so we could actually like load level it into our service department. That was paramount at the time, and obviously still is today, with all the the wonderful diagnostics and everything else that we've done over the air. But if you think about if we relate this to XPEL, I think that XPEL is sold in multiple ways, many different ways. A lot of it could be preloaded on new inventory. A lot of it's sold in the F&I department, and when it's sold in the F&I department, it's sold in what they call in the dealership space like a WEO type of service. It basically means I sold Steve Janice, a full front coverage on this vehicle. We owe Steve this actual install.
Yeah.
Well, that convenience to the customer's not quite there after that. They actually have to take their car over to one of our certified installers or maybe our XPEL store, whoever, and they actually have to perform the install hour after, days after. Think about there could be a convenience of these magnitudes that he provides to Genesis and future OEMs. We just would love to explore that because I think the customers would be more apt to pay for it. It's like, hey, I bought this car and no longer have to actually take it to an installer, find out where they are, all of that type of stuff, go back and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thesis I'm chasing.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. Do you see the opportunity with working with dealerships and dealership groups, or working with XPEL independent dealers, or both?
All of the above.
Yeah.
All of the above. I think there's opportunity galore. So much so that I actually even had, Nick and his wife actually test out our experience
Okay.
with one of our independent installers. And I had no idea his passion for our company and for our products until we were together at a dinner. I don't know. November, yeah. And it was excellent. I sit down with him and he's like, I got to talk to you about XPEL. I'm like, you actually know anything about XPEL?
I know a lot. I'm a YouTube car nerd.
Okay,
and
so let's get into this. I like this.
Yeah, big time YouTube car nerd. So let's just go deep down the rabbit hole.
Let's do it.
VinWiki, like when you think about the automotive community, and like Steve knows a lot of them because it's like former Auto Trader guys and like Daddy Doug DeMuro and Cars and Bids and all the different things. I got to meet Ed Bolian and VinWiki, and that was like my Schmidt, like that dude's cool moment. Was sitting in his garage, but I just follow all that stuff, and so one of my COVID, like we're all like trying to figure out what the hell you do during COVID. I watched a ton of videos on like how to prep cars, how to work on cars, do all those things. I'm pretty passionate about it, and so I can do full, paint restoration, 3-stage paint restoration, and own really cool equipment to take out tons of swirls and scratches and do all the things. But what I told Tony is like, I've never wrapped a car. I've never done that. And by the way, wrap is crap and PPF is awesome, right?
Is that our new ad?
that
ad-
just
is
rolled
that our
out,
new ad
like-
slogan, Tony?
that
I'm not
just
sure
rolled
that I
out.
could pass marketing, but
Yeah. But as a consumer and a buyer of this, like I know the difference. Like I'm an educated buyer, and there's a very, very big difference. And so when I got to Tony, my ask was, hey, is there any chance I could buy the product at wholesale? I'm still a startup founder. I'm not a millionaire.
Yeah.
So like, I gotta get some discounts where I can. And so he was like, well, what are you trying to do? I was like, well, my wife has a Land Cruiser that I'm giving her. It's the wrong color, and you have this new product that I saw. By the way, how's that selling? And he's like, these are great. Lots of Corvette owners are buying it because they're having to buy the color they don't want, but they can change it to white or black, the color they want.
Yep.
And so I was like, well, as a matter of fact, I'm trying to change mine to white. What can I do? And he's like, well, why don't we just do it? Then you can experience this whole thing. And it's just being cool, like from the how do you interface with a shop? Because like what I'm doing is not the I bought a clear bra. right?
Yeah.
It's tough. Like this is like the top, probably most difficult thing that an installer can do.
Right.
A black car to a white car, you can't have any seams, you can't have any little specks of anything, or else the car just doesn't look right.
Right.
And so the precision that these installers have, I should tell they're super well trained. Their shops are just amazing. It's been incredible. It takes a while,
Sure.
but it's just been incredible.
There's a little
so
more
far.
disassembly
Yeah.
required and things like that with
Yeah.
the color PPF.
Oh, that's the thing. It's
Yes.
a ton of disassembly. It's
Yes.
not just like throw down some
Right.
PPF. It's you gotta take off all the pieces so you can get it wrapped perfectly.
And you're also going to do a stealth wrap as well, too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I have another Land Cruiser. These like matching 200 series Land Cruisers, and one's gonna go from black to pearl white, which wasn't available in those years, but my wife loves those.
Nice.
That color. And again, startup founder, I can't afford one of the Heritage, so I gotta just do the thing. But then my other one is just gloss black, and that's the one I drive, and I just want it to look like the Batmobile, like that should be the Tumbler.
Absolutely.
And so it needs to go flat black.
Yes.
Which is gonna be cool. Yeah.
Yes. And Tony, I guess we should say there are more colors available than black and white for
There
our
are.
XPEL's color line.
There's a color for everyone's need.
That's
or
right.
everyone's want, I
There's
guess.
Yes.
16 at least right now. and
Yes, that's
more
correct.
coming from what I've heard.
That's
I
correct.
gotta take the chance though, while we're talking about like
Yeah.
color. So the reason why XPEL is so exciting, and this isn't a blight, this is my perception of XPEL, right? As an educated buyer. This is before,
For your
it was
November
given-
dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's seen an actual vinyl wrap. It looks like eggshell, right? So when you're talking and when I do paint correction, it's like I want perfection. I don't want ripples. I don't want anything. It's like I chase perfection with a car's paint. And when you put a vinyl wrap on, it doesn't matter how well the wrap was laid down. The wrap has ripples. It just looks like a bad paint job. And so when I got to see the XPEL PPF in real life, I was like, oh my gosh, like imagine what a concourse restored, $40,000-$50,000 paint job would look like, what you would expect it to look like. It's sitting there on a vinyl spool. It just gets to get laid down. And as long as it's laid flat, which is like not the easy part, but as long as it's applied properly, you have a $50,000 paint job sitting on your car. It's perfect.
Absolutely.
It is perfect.
And it has a 10-year warranty.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh, and by the way, if it gets scratched, you just take a hairdryer to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How does that work? I don't know, but it's awesome.
Wait, let's go backwards for a minute. So you've got 2 vintage Land Cruisers?
Yeah, so those Land Cruisers that I'm wrapping are 200 series, so they're like 2015, 2014.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I am a Toyota guy, and I'm staring at the Toyota booth right now.
I think Tony's a Toyota guy.
I am Toyota Tacoma all the way.
Okay. All right. So what else do you have?
Bulletproof stuff. So I own a 1988 4Runner.
Okay.
I just surprised my wife for Christmas with a 1988 4Runner. So she doesn't drive manual, and so this is a cool story. So my wife loves my 88 4Runner. It's like a silver blue. It's incredible. I put TRD Pro wheels on it, the
Nice.
bronze. It looks awesome. It's like kind of retro modded. And she's like, well, look, I wish I could drive this. I'm like, well, I've tried to teach you how to drive manual, and she just won't do it. So now these are cool because the top comes off. These are convertibles in the Gen 1s. They're convertibles, so it's like a Jeep, but cooler, way cooler, right? And so I found one, and this was about 2 days before Christmas. I finally got to a deal with this guy in Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And so I surprised my wife. I was like, hey, just pack a bag. We're flying down to Nashville. What are we going to Nashville for? She has no idea. So we fly one way down to Nashville and drive a 40-year-old car back 600 miles, 9 hours to Richmond 2 days before Christmas. That could have gone poorly. It happened to work out. It happened to work out really well. But
It's a good thing you have a network of drivers that could possibly
That's
drive
right.
up to.
oh, listen.
Good point.
It didn't start off great. The guy met us at the airport. I started driving off. I'm not kidding you. The car stalled. As I'm leaving the airport, I'm like, oh no, we got to go 600 miles. So we get to going, and once it was on the highway, it was fine. Turns out it was actually overfilling the car with fuel, vapor locked it, and all was well. But it was a fun thing. So
Yes.
yeah, I have those 2 4Runners. I have an 87 Toyota Land Cruiser, and I have a 95 Toyota Land Cruiser. So
Okay.
the theme is vintage Toyotas that run forever. I actually daily drive my 4Runner mostly.
Yeah.
So the old one. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, that is cool. And you have a pretty cool Tacoma because I've seen
I do.
video
I
of it.
do.
Yes.
It's made the highlight reel at our XPEL dealer conference. And yeah, it's unique. You know, you open the tonal cover and it's got a Starlink that comes out. Just because I don't have any hobbies besides riding my bike and working, according to my wife and kids. But you know, you got to stay on those Teams calls and everything else when you go out to the desert in Texas. So,
That's
but yeah, I'm a Toyota guy for life. So
Connected while protected.
absolutely,
It's
there we go.
driving an
There you
XPEL,
go.
Nick just has
Yeah.
This is cool.
tagline
Yeah,
after
it's-
tagline.
I'm so glad you're here.
Tony, just real quick then,
Yeah.
and I'm not. This isn't a softball, but it kind of is. So your truck obviously is covered. You've got PPF, I
Absolutely.
imagine, everything on it. And if you're going off-roading, have you already seen the benefits of it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that truck is, you know, it's made for such off-roading that sometimes I wonder why I have the tires I have on there, because you know I'm coming when you're driving down a regular paved street.
I can hear you.
But yeah, I've taken it through. You know, Big Bend is where I usually go a lot of times, and I don't know if you've ever been out there, but you know there are roads you don't even want to walk down because they're so rocky, and there's tons and tons of debris flying up, and there's cacti and everything else. But yeah, to his point, hair dryer, even really the West Texas sun usually takes care of it.
Yeah.
And I drive an all blacked out, you know, Tacoma, you know, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future style. So that will show some damage
Yeah.
if it occurs.
Yeah. So is there any partnership or any collaboration starting now between HopDrive and XPEL, or are we too soon?
I think it's in its infancy. The one thing that, you know, I think we highlight in our earnings calls is our growing OEM business. You know, today we're doing business with 5+ OEMs, whether we're installing at their factory of origin or one move away from the factory, and we're doing stuff downstream. And we're just watching what Nick has grown through Genesis and all the other traction. I think there could be a connection here in the future. I mean, maybe our 4th or 5th connection in the industry. So excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always looking for more use cases to support the dealer. And so like when Tony was describing we just did a great job as a dealer selling it in the F&I room, and then you leave the customer to figure it out from there. That's a crappy experience. And you guys don't want that because they might not buy it a second time because of the experience the dealer gave them.
Right.
And so it's like, make it easy. And like an easy way would be, hey, this is going to be a 1-day install on a full front end PPF. Here's a loaner car. We're going to come get your car. And then by the time we return it to you, it's fully installed. Right. That's a terrific experience for the consumer. And the dealer just needs a little help facilitating. So, and as we get into more dealers, this is the type of thing that we always mention. It's like, yes, we do valet pick and delivery, but if they need their vehicles taken to a specialty shop, we do it anyway, detail shops and stuff like that. So we're already doing it. It makes a ton of sense.
Well, that kind of leads me to what's next for HopDrive. Do you have something you've got your eyes on?
We have an interesting partnership that we just announced. So we have a partnership with Dealerware, which is a loaner car management software.
Okay.
And so we're pretty excited about that. And the reason why we're partnering is they're in a ton of dealerships. And we just recently announced a SaaS version of our software. So we always thought you leave it to the dealers to have to provide their own labor, they're not going to get it right. And so that's why we have to have labor plus software. But we came to realize is maybe there are some dealers that can do some of their own labor, but they just need help managing it systemically. And so we have a SaaS product that we just are bringing to market, and we think that we're going to be in probably over 2,000 dealers by end of year. That's what we think. And so when we start to do that, whether it's a hop driver or a dealer's employee, being able to do this experience that we just described, like the management and the professionalism that the customer can get from that dealership is going to be the same, whether it's our driver or their driver.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So Tony, it sounded like Nick wants to come to San Antonio, XPEL's headquarters, to learn how to put on some PPF. Is that something you can help with?
With his paint correction background, he has a much higher chance of being invited back to training. I will never be invited back. I have 2 left hands and obviously can't see anything either. So, but yeah, extensive training there, Nick, if you ever want to take a week off, and if you ever get a week off and actually get another skill under your belt, it'd be time well spent.
Yeah. I do want that.
Okay. All right. I think we can make that happen.
Yeah, the paint correction side I think I've got down. It's how the heck do you do? I'm watching this on the loop in front of me, wrapping it and doing the things. It's incredible. They're artists, these installers. They really are. The patience that they have. That's the thing I'm afraid of, is that I'm not gonna have the patience, because I'm a lot like you, where it's like, dude, we know what we want. We can go get it. We should do it really fast. Ask
Why
them,
don't
do
you
the
just lay
thing.
down?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if I'll be good at it, but I want to try it.
All right. I hope we can make that happen. If people want to get in touch with you, we can put something into the comments of this video. But is there a website or anywhere you want to direct folks to?
Yeah, hopdrive.com. They can come find out more about our services, and yeah,
Great.
reach out via our contact form there. Be great.
Sounds good, Nick. Thank you, Nick, for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony. Is there anything I forgot? Anything you guys want to add?
No, thank you again, Nick.
Yeah, it's been cool.
Valuable time.
Yeah.
You're a great customer of ours. Make sure you tell all your friends.
I will. Already have.
Sounds like you will. All right. Thank you both.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
Cheers.